Hi everyone, Melissa here and welcome back to my channel. So today is my first layout or project with the gorgeous November 2020 hip kits, and this kit features the amazingly beautiful and exclusive Merry Everything collection designed by Kim and Kimberly. So if you want to see the entire kit, go back through my channel and find in my playlist for Hip Kit Club, you will see there I've got a kit share of this kit. So it's Product Focus Wednesday, and my assignment today is to use the gorgeous exclusive stamp set, the acetate pack. Let me just find it. So I've got that here. Ava's here as well, and I've pulled a few things that I think I'm going to want to use, and I've also been told to use goodies from the Embellishment Kit. So these are the other things that are from the Embellishment Kit. The stamp set is not from the Embellishment Kit, it is from the stamp kit, but we have got vellum stars, vellum die cuts, I think they're all stars, puffy stickers, cardstock die cuts, beautiful chipboard stickers. The colours in this kit are amazing. Some puffy sticker phrases, double-sided there, and these beautiful sorbet thickers. So my plan is to create a Christmas mantle scene, and yeah, I'm just going to get into it because at this point, while I'm recording this, I've only got the sort of brief idea in my head of what I want to do. But as this layout comes together, you'll hopefully see what is in my head and the vision that I have come out on this piece of cardstock. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I did was I wanted to create this mantle. So I've got this piece of white cardstock, I think it's basil, it's from the cardstock kit, and I'm using the textured side because I'm using it to create like the back of the mantle. So we don't have a fireplace or a mantle. We live somewhere where you're not allowed fires or fireplaces. You can have electric and gas, but you can't have actual burning of wood. So it's not like I had one at home to look at, so I just looked on Pinterest. I just googled Christmas mantle, and I saw that a lot of them had like a panel of white or whatever behind them. Not all the way to the roof, but definitely like this is looking here. And then I got this piece of subtle geometric black and white paper, and I thought it would make for a really nice like decorated fireplace. So I just trimmed it in a way that I had similar patterns and cut them in half so that they weren't so geometric or so equal, or what's the word, symmetrical. And so here you can see I'm just building this. Now I could have cut this into a U shape if I'd measured and done all of that, but I'm not really into measuring things that greatly. I use my 12 by 12 mat that you can see behind my cardstock. Most of the time I have this mat on my videos because I want to make sure that I keep my project center of the frame, but in this instance I do use it sometimes as well for measuring. Of course I've got my trimmer, and I've also got that triangular ruler there. It just helps me place things straight. So I'm putting some craft foam behind these strips of paper for the fireplace, and I'm just going to place them down. I'll be using double-sided tape and liquid adhesive, and then I'm just wanting to make sure I've got enough room to put the white piece at the bottom of the fireplace. So this is how I'm building it. Like I said, I could have cut this into a U shape, but I didn't. So I'm just making it work. Before I add the top piece, I've decided I better glue these down or adhere them. So I'm just using that ruler there to make sure I get them down straight, and also to make sure I get them even on both sides of that piece of white paper. So just, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect for me, and I don't want it to look perfect. I like it looking handmade. So here I'm just trimming that piece off because it had a sort of a piece of white, just plain white at the bottom, and I wanted the pattern. Putting a piece of craft foam between to bridge the gap, and then adding my liquid adhesive. So you can see there starting to come together. And then at the bottom I want this piece as well because I will place things on it. Okay, just abruptly had to stop and sneeze, so I stopped my voiceover. So here I'm just adding now piece double-sided tape on the craft foam, and then that white piece of cardstock as well. So then I realised that yeah, I didn't put enough craft foam at the top, so I'm just going to add some dimensional adhesive just underneath there, just so that it stays completely level. So I'm still not sure at this point how this is going to come together. I know it's going to come together, it has to, it's the idea I had for this page. And then oh yeah, so also I wanted to add some subtle detail to that white piece in the background, so I cut those two pieces of cardstock. I'm not sure why I'm not showing myself gluing them on, but I did glue them on right around the edge. It's very, very subtle. You'll see it in my photos at the end, and it's just a little bit of detail. So here for the stamp set is amazing. It's a snow globe with all these bits and pieces that you can add to it. Now I decided not to use the snow globe because I wanted to create this mantle. And so I thought I could use some of these elements to decorate or embellish the mantle. So I'm stamping this little house. I'm just using Stampin' Up! Ink. Now if I thought about it, and I'm not that happy with it, but I didn't want to go back and redo it, but I should have stamped the roof in a different colour. It doesn't matter, it still looks fine. I just used a pale pink. I was trying to sort of pull colours from the kit, and then I'm just using archival ink over the top. So I put the little chimney on, and I was going to put the little puff of smoke, but then I decided not to because, like I said, we're having a summer Christmas, and so even though there's snow and snowflakes and things that I always use in my layouts for Christmas anyway, I did kind of want to keep it true to our season. So I've stamped the little Christmas tree, and then there's a tiny little star, and I just use this yellow ink. Probably was, in retrospect, a little bit pale, but it doesn't matter because I cut it out. I fussy cut this out, and you can see it fine. Or it's subtle, and that's okay. Because I am going to be adding a lot of embellishment to this layout. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, it turns out fine. So just fussy cutting these pieces out now as well. If you follow my videos or watch my videos, you know these are not my fussy cutting scissors. One of my lovely kids has helped themselves to my cart again. And to be one of my girls, they love to do a little bit of paper craft back as well. But these ones work just fine. So, I mean, this is not a difficult shaped fussy cut, it's mostly straight edges. So here we have it now, the mantle is starting to come together. My photo is actually from a few days ago. I'm a traditionalist and I don't get the Christmas decorations out until the 1st of December. And my little girls were very, very excited to see our Christmas reindeer come back out. Now he's this little man that you can make him very small by pushing his legs in. I think there's 2 or 3, maybe it's 2 different heights or 3 heights to him. And Brielle has this little game with me where she puts him really low down so you can only see his feet or his boots, and I come along and I make him tall again, and then she goes and makes him small. But anyway, I wanted them to have a photo with him because Ava has had a photo with him as long as we've had him every year. She's 4 now, and I just thought it'd be cute to see when she will finally get taller than him. So I've adhered my photo to the side there. I knew I wanted it there because I really didn't want to cover too much of the mantle. And now I'm just going through the die cut pieces, and I've pulled some acetate pieces as you saw at the beginning of this video ahead of time. Now I know I want that little house to go up there on the mantle. It's so cute. Like I say, I wish I had made the roof a different colour, but that's okay. And then I'm using pop dots on just to back or lift up the top of the Christmas tree, and just adding liquid adhesive as well. So I want that tree to look like it's slightly in front of the house. Now I've pulled that chipboard wreath as well, and I've taken the adhesive backing off it so I can move it around. A lot of the images I saw on Pinterest had a wreath above their fireplace, and I love that. And for the acetate, I'm using my Xyron sticker maker. This is one of the best purchases I've ever made, because often in scrapbook collections we do get acetate, and other than sewing it, I wouldn't know how else to adhere it. So you just push it through, wind it through, and it basically sticks it to this adhesive special paper. So it just presses it completely to it, as you can see, and you rip it off, and then you use your finger to burnish it, which I'm about to do there. You just press around the edges, and somehow that I guess it removes a little bit of adhesive and they come off as stickers. So yeah, I thought I'd better include this because I know if I don't, I'll get a lot of questions of how did I do it. So here I'm just adding these branches of acetate first. There's a few little berries in there as well. That red one there, that present is also acetate, and obviously that little lamp with the candle in it. Here I've got one of the ephemera pieces, beautiful floral flourish. And now looking at this, I wish I had put that little Christmas tree in the jar. I wish I'd put that there, but I didn't, and it's okay. I'm still happy with how I created this. So I put some pop dots behind that wreath, and then I put a star on the wreath. I didn't want to go overboard with embellishing like I always do. I still wanted this to look quite realistic, I guess. So these chipboard pieces are absolutely stunning. I was really struggling with what to put in the middle of my mantle, and I was counting the Russian dolls there because I didn't want to separate them. I wanted to keep them all together, but in the end I'm going to separate them because I think two of them up the top looks really cute, like my two girls. So while I think about that, I'm also working on this cluster here, adding some pop dots behind things, and then I don't know if I should have added that, if I should have added these die cut leaves, but I did anyway, and they're fine. So I wanted some Christmas trees as well. Tried to pick the tallest one, but I love this one. I love that it's quite bold because I think it needs it next to, just on the back of that white cardstock really. And adding dimensional adhesive as well, just to pop it up, and then arranging some presents underneath it. So it's amazing really that this entire kit, this entire layout has come together mostly using the embellishment kit and the stamp set. Now, of course, I've had to add a couple of pieces of cardstock and also a couple of pieces of pattern paper. I forgot to say that I also backed my photo with a piece of red pattern paper just to add a bit more boldness to my photo. So just positioning these presents now, those two on the left there are ephemera, cardstock ephemera, and that one I've just added is a chipboard one. So there are just so many goodies in this kit, and if I was working with all of the kits, I think I'd really struggle to make decisions on what to put where because there's just so many amazing pieces to use. Of course, I had to add a stocking. Ideally, I would have added 2 or even 4 for our kids, but I think just 1 is enough because that mantle is quite small. So I did think about using these little pieces of acetate as well, but yeah, I'm just still trying to decide, and I've decided to go with the Russian dolls because the scale of them is cute, and like I said, they kind of remind me of my 2 girls. So just really doing the finishing touches now of always that fine balance for me of whether a layout is done or whether it needs a bit more, and then making sure I don't over embellish as well. If you know me, you know that's definitely a problem for me, the old over embellishing, deciding when to stop. So just it's interesting watching myself make decisions on what to add, lifting up, adding more dimensional adhesive behind that floral because it's dried in the centre. Then I had to add a candy cane. Now I'm very sorry, I don't know what's going on with my lighting here. It's like my kids have smeared my camera lens, the part of the camera, which wouldn't surprise me since they're always wanting my phone. So yeah, I'm really sorry that it's looking like this. It's like this to the end, but at the end I have a whole lot of photos, obviously, finished layout and my close-up. So yeah, even though this lighting isn't great, you can still see what I'm doing. So I've added another tree. I just thought it needed something, and I love mixing the different textures of embellishments. We've got chipboard, acetate, stamps, and cardstock die cuts. So wanting to put another branch up there, not wanting it to be too full on, and that one is quite subtle, and I love the berries on it too. So that was a piece of acetate. Because it's going to be hidden, I can glue the end that I'm tucking under, and then I cut a tiny little piece off the edge of the dimensionals just to lift it up, and because it's black where I'm putting it, you can't even see it. So adding a third tree, and I think that looks really good, and I put the nutcracker instead of the jar with the Christmas tree in it, and he looks cute. So looking at my titles now, what am I going to call this layout? I did struggle because it's not, I didn't want to use the word Christmas, it's early in December. It's more about preparing. So these puffy stickers are amazing. You could make so many titles from them. You've got the phrases as well. So I went with jolly, happy, and then that's how I keep them as well. That's it. If you cut down the edge like I'm doing here, then you can easily put them back in instead of having to deal with the adhesive opening. So yeah, and I cut along like I'm doing. Yeah, and you can keep them like that forever, for as long as you want them, if you haven't used them up. So I'm going with happy, jolly days, and I'm just popping out the centre of the S or the Y. I love that these stickers are a mix of fonts as well. You've got more sort of italicized ones or scripty ones. And then my final touch, because you know, it needs something, it's just some white Liquitex drops. And this is just from my stash, and I just add it to so many of my projects. And off camera, I add my journaling because my kids are taking my journaling pen. So it's treasure hunt or searching for my things every day here at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm showing you me putting those back on. Oh, I do know. Because I felt like I should add some more stamping, and I think it needed something on the other side. So I'm just going with the words Merry Everything, which I believe is the name of this collection. So really subtle, really beautiful. And I must say that these stamps stamp so well. You don't have to prepare them like you do. Sometimes I need to put an eraser onto my stamps to make them work, but they just stamp first time. So yeah, that's my layout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm really sorry about the last part of this video, but thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I just really appreciate all of you being here. So yeah, take care.